It's that time again, Jacaranda Records Store's top 5 records of February. My name is Stewart, and my mission is to turn you on to the top 5 records that have been released this month that you can buy right here in Jacaranda Records Store. And don't forget, hang around to the end of the video, you find out how you can win one of my lovely selections. Let's get it on. Okay, kicking us off at number 5 is Wild Beasts with the album Last Night All My Dreams Came True. Not entirely sure what I want about there. Now, sadly, Wild Beasts are no more, but they've left us this beautiful artifact from beyond the grave. It's kind of a twist on both the live album and the contractually obliged Great Success album, because it is live, but it's recorded in RAK Studios, so you don't get the normal screams you hear on live albums. It's just them in the studio reworking these songs that they know so well, and hopefully you love so well as well. This is a great record for people who've known and loved them, like myself, or for people who are just finding out about them now when it's too late. At number 4 is the compilation We Out Here. Now this foxy little number, see what I did there? Box on the front, comes from a London label, Brownswood Recordings, and it's a collection of the brightest and best of the London jazz scene recorded in 3 days last summer. Now this record will challenge what you think you know about jazz, whether you're a casual listener or a card-carrying, beret-wearing het cat. There's loads of smooth sounds in here, but it never quite fades into the background. There's always something ready to grab you and pull you back into the tension. And number 3 is the debut album by the Orioles on Heavenly Records called Silver Dollar Moment. Now these kids may be alarmingly fresh-faced, but they've made an album that reminds me of a time when I looked like they did. A pleasant time. The early 90s. Now this got lo-fi, jangly goodness that's going to keep you bouncing around all afternoon. And if that wasn't enough, check out this vinyl. It's blue. Now coming in at a very close second is Everything Is Recorded by Richard Russell. Now, when the head of the most consistently interesting label of the 21st century says he's going to make a solo album, you better believe I'm going to sit up and listen. From Badly Drawn Boy through to Dizzy Rascal, Adele and FKA Twigs, this guy at XL Recordings has been responsible for bringing us a dazzling array of talent. And this album is no different. Now, this concentrates more on the future of the label, so you're going to hear people like Bay and Wiki, as well as those from the offshoot label Young Turks, such as Kamasi Washington and Sampha. Now, like any good boss, he gives his artists the perfect tools to flourish, creating a world of electro, hip-hop and soul that's going to enrich any afternoon. And as I say, he's the label boss, so he really thought about what he was going to put on his record. I mean, check this out. There's a graph instead of credits, and of course, the obligatory coloured vinyl. So how do you beat a record like that? You make one like this. This month's number 1 is Microchip by Hookworms. Now, I'll be honest with you, it nearly made it into January's list. I've been obsessed with it for that long. It actually came out a couple of days before we recorded January's video, but I wanted to give it its own props here in the month of February because it's technically a February release. This album is a mass of overlapping sounds and emotions that can hit you hard whether you're listening through headphones or on a big rack of speakers. Opening track Negative Space is a classic example of this. It's all competing, jostling guitar lines and, hooks that will keep you interested, and I know it's kept me interested for long into February time. Now, this is an album that's been born out of hardship. If any of you know the Hookworm story, you'll know that they almost weren't. They had a full album ready to go, which then got flooded out. And this is what you can hear in this album. It's people who thought they may never be able to get what they've always wanted to do again. And they poured their heart and soul into this album. I guarantee you won't be disappointed when you hear it. So there it is, my selection for February. But what do you think? Think I'm talking shit? Why don't you let me know about it? Send us a comment or a tweet telling us what you think is the best of these records, and we'll be selecting that as well as the winner from January's competition in next month's video. If you haven't seen January's video, what are you waiting for? It's just over there. And don't forget, as always, if you haven't already, you could subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. My name is Stewart. I'm off for a snowball fight. See you next month.